And there are groups of people who will really love things that are unproven, and we call them innovators or early adopters. The fact that you're on this call, you'd be one of those crazy people to buy crazy things in its initial points, initial forms, and basically say that, yeah, I'm sure it's going to get better, but let's basically give it a chance right now. If it doesn't work out, you'll be fine waiting for updates or ways that will come up with new ways for you to try things on an existing platform. So the key is, how do you target this early adopters and know who they are? Where do they exist? So if I'm selling to doctors, who would be other doctors that are, innovative enough to basically want to try and experiment in new things? Then eventually, as the adoption gets a little bit more mature, it kind of moves across to mainstream market. Now, there's a book written about this. It was called Crossing the Chasm. Really good book. What they basically talked about was, it's not a seamless curve. So we talk about early adopters, where we talk about this innovators and early adopters up here for the early market. There's considerably a gap between them and mainstream market. And this is the average person, all the other doctors, all the other farmers, all the other accountants, all the other everyone that you would mass market on Facebook or Google Ads itself, where there's intent to buy. And if you basically don't do it right, you're going to fall through this gap. So basically, you're here, you're building something brand new that maybe doesn't really have a market yet. You should be trying to figure out, as innovators, how to find other people like me that would give my new crazy product a chance, or even some of these people up here in the early adopters. But you're so concerned about being here saying, I need this to be a viable business. Hence, I need big numbers. I need to get to everyone to basically buy this for me. So you're creating campaigns to target people at this point of that curve itself, but only then to get nowhere because you fall within the gap as you try and inch towards this, but you forget about this gap. So clearly, when you build products, the key thing when we think about customers, it's not just customers, it's early adopters that you basically got to figure out. Who would be these doctors or health professionals or potential patients that may want to give things a try before it goes to mainstream? So within the design thinking process, there's just a structured way to make you think that way, and how to force you to say, don't just jump to conclusions and think of ideas, but put yourself in a customer's shoes. Empathy. How do you basically practice that?